Tok song and everything.
Appreciate it.
Frank, you want to say it, Frank?
I don't know it. I don't know it.
No, we are live.
I hear you. You said it, bro. You said it. What's going
Okay.
on?
What's going on, guys? All right.
David, before we get into anything, man, you've been talking about TikTok lately. It's been like a thing of yours.
It
Like
has,
what
yes.
what what got you into it, man? Like is it Lurk Town? Is it like the content is so good on it that you just keep rolling? Like how did you even I haven't even downloaded the app yet.
So like a lot of other people in the world, Corona happened, and I was bored, just like everybody else. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's when Jake started making content on TikTok. So Corona happened, and I started looking on TikTok. I think I actually started doing some TikTok challenges with the family, and then I
Where
started to
are
look
those?
at.
Where are those, David?
They're private. They're not for public record. But
Oh man.
there's some pretty crazy ones. But I don't post mine, and I don't go viral on TikTok. But Jake does, so we'll talk to him about that. But like everybody else, coronavirus kind of threw me into TikTok. I very quickly got very addicted to TikTok. And I think every day I like when I'm bored, like I started watching less TV shows and going on TikTok more often. It's very entertaining, Frank. You should get on there.
I've heard. I've heard.
There's a
Let's see
mix
what happens.
of good and bad.
Oh yes, oh yes.
For me, the content is not that. The problem is it depends who you follow. Obviously, who it pushes out to you. It's easy to get addicted, but I mean, let's be honest. I gotta believe like 95% of the stuff on there is very cringy. You skip it immediately. But like you said, like the 5% or the 1% or whatever it is does make it worthwhile.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you get like something you learn something that you never knew before, and I usually save those videos and like send them out. There's like some cool. There's like a lot of art, I would say, on TikTok. There's a lot of like how tos and like good finds. There's like somebody who went viral with like things you need to buy on Amazon. But my favorite content is humor and just entertainment. And Jake and I were talking about some of our the people that we follow, and but I came across Jakesfunny on TikTok a couple months ago, and every once in a while, anybody that's on TikTok, that if you find like a really good content creator, you'll go and check out a lot of their videos, and that's what I did. And every video I kept checking out of all of the torture that Jake performs on his family is very entertaining, and we'll talk about that more. But let's do a little bit of an intro today. So we're here today with myself, David Dayon from Amazon Experts, Frank Acosta from Creative%, your hosts, and we're joined by Jake. Tell me how to say your last name. Is it Gould? Is it Gould?
Gould. You nailed it. Yep.
Right. I was like thinking maybe like Ari Gold. I don't know if you're a Entourage fan, but
right.
That was like
a big one. I'm not rich yet, so it's not gold, but maybe one day.
Okay. All right. We can always change it. And today's topic is, I wanted to learn a little bit from you, Jake, about, the going viral. Everyone talks about going viral. Everyone thinks they're going viral, but I think it's safe to say that you have a bunch of posts that went viral. And I think the more you do it, you'll continue to go viral. But we wanted to talk to you today about your start on TikTok and maybe some of the content that got a lot more exposure. So just do us a favor, give us a little intro for those of us who don't know who you are. Maybe plug your TikTok profile link or something. You know what? I'll put that in here now on the bottom. I'll let it slide across the
perfect
thing. All right, awesome. All right. Go ahead and give your intro.
So I am Jake Gould. My name is Jakesfunny, one word, on TikTok, or at Jake Gould on Instagram. At Jake Gould on MySpace. Just kidding. I don't know anyone who still uses MySpace. But before I even talk about TikTok and how I started, first and foremost, there's a lot of luck involved, everyone. Just want everyone to be clear that anyone who tells you that it's like all skill and they're brilliant is just a liar. There's a lot of luck involved. But yeah, this has been fairly new. This channel was only started. I don't know how long you guys have been following, but December, Christmas Eve. was my first post. So, oh, there's the slide. Yeah, I see
There
it.
we go. There we go. All right. Yeah. So December.
Yeah, very new. Only been a few months, and we've racked up now, I guess, 1.2 million followers in just a matter of a few months. So growing quickly, and hopefully 10 million followers by the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Okay. Awesome. So tell me about like what's the first post that you made that you're like, wow, I might just become famous here.
Well, so it was honestly the second post I made that blew up a little bit. The first post I made got no exposure, nothing really. The second post I made a day later on Christmas, like 5 a.m. Christmas morning, was me just popping out of the fridge to my left here and just scaring my dad. And I've done stuff like that before I even made a TikTok. I've always popped out of random places scaring my dad. And that got a little bit of exposure. And I was like, oh, that's good. It got like 100,000 views or something. I was like, oh, that's a lot for having no followers. But the next post, it was really my third post, which was perfect because I don't know if you remember the one where I poured laundry detergent all over myself.
Oh boy, and you went to the hospital. I know about that one.
And I did go to the hospital, forked over a big hospital bill, of course. Screwed up my eyes for a little while. And it's pretty poetic that was the one that went viral because that was kind of the point of no return, right? How do you go back into the real world now that you've been sent to the hospital? I poisoned my eyes, and it got like 600,000 views or something. I'm like, well, this is it.
Okay, I hear you. That was the post. What? By the way, when I saw that, that was pretty crazy. Like I was like, you did some crazy stuff. Like you covered yourself in Vaseline, and you brought like llamas to the house. You did some really crazy things.
Wait a minute. You brought what to the house?
A llama. You heard me,
Well,
Frank.
Hold up. Don't miscategorize it. It's an alpaca. Okay.
Oh, sorry, alpaca. My bad.
Yeah.
Jake, where do you live, Jake? Where are you located?
Right in sunny Los Angeles.
Okay.
I'm in the Valley.
So
Frank, we're due for an LA trip. No, we got to go to LA.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in Vegas. Maybe we could take a quick detour.
Well, yeah, maybe, but I think we could. I mean, LA is my favorite place for a long time. I've been there. I was there in November, and it was very sad because everything was just like a ghost town. So hopefully, as soon as they reopen, we can. I think they are reopening or something, right, Jake? Are they doing?
Totally. Nothing. No clubs or anything. So that's.
Well, as soon as there's something to visit, Frank, I think we got. It's all good to visit LA when you're in Vegas, but an LA trip in its own. You need
for sure.
LA is a place that when it's popping, it's worth it to just go there and hang out a couple of days.
Dude, you know how I'm down. So Jake, you know that in the Instagram world back in the day when TikTok didn't exist, it was do it for the gram, right? Everybody was just doing a whole bunch of wild stuff, and then TikTok came and it's like even wilder stuff. It's like next level. Craziness. But man, first of all, it's not easy to create that content. It's like there's a lot of thought process getting involved. There's a lot of cleanup after. There's a lot of how did your parents translate into you doing stuff like this to them? I know if I don't know about you, David. If I even tried to do something like that to my mom, it would be a wrap, right? So, So how was the process of getting them involved and even taking that route?
Yeah, so right now it's just my dad. My parents are divorced actually, so my mom lives somewhere else in LA. She is not letting me do anything to her. I mean, ultimately it's not really up to her, it's up to me if I want to prank her. But right now it's just my dad and this beautiful man right here on the wall behind me. It was so let me backtrack a little. Actually, when the pandemic first started, I made an account I was still in college. I was in college in Southern Indiana, middle of nowhere. I made a TikTok account, had nothing to do with my father. I thought I was funny enough on my own merit, evidently not. But I made an account where I would do I would play both characters and I would do sketch comedy stuff, POVs, classic TikTok stuff. I thought they were funny. I got a whole maybe 400 followers, so not that great. But then I graduated. I came back home, so now I moved back in with my father after I graduated. Obviously, the pandemic kept going. And then I started studying TikTok. I said, well, what goes viral? What's the thing that makes TikTok tick, right? And these father-son, these father-daughter type pranks always do well. And I said, well, I've been pranking my father for over 20 years. Why don't I add a video camera to it? So, it kind of just led fire, and I started small, and I kind of kept getting bigger. My dad he's a great sport about it. He's not too thrilled with the content that I chose, of course, because he's the subject of every prank. But yeah, we've got a special relationship, and I know you said, Frank, you'd get your ass beat. So many people say that in my comments. They say I'd get thrown into foster care, immediately.
Yeah. It's not even something I would even think of, man. To play a prank on my parents. Right? But I guess you go with your vibes, and so your dad must be all in now, or.
So I thought that too, Frank, until I saw Jake wake up his dad in the middle of the night. And then I started saying maybe he's not in on it. So Jake, if it's a secret and you don't want to share whether he's in on it, you don't have to answer. But is he in on it? Because
it's not a secret. He's not in on it. I mean, look, he's not an idiot, so he always knows something's coming at this point now. But yeah, Frank, you haven't seen the 2 minutes away from our house, there's literally one of the largest billboards in Los Angeles claiming that he has erectile dysfunction. So I don't know any father that would be in on something like that.
What?
Yeah,
So
you gotta check it out.
You rented it out just to put that on it?
Yeah. So that video that David may have shown you, where I did basically a fake advertisement with this lovely bottle of Maximum Milk Thistle, and I did it right here in my living room, where I was like, "This is my dad, and he suffers from erectile dysfunction." That blew up, right? I think it has over 11 million views now. So then I was like, "Well, we got to go further." So yeah, I bought the billboard. I bought it. It's up all the way through May. It's here, and then obviously I drove with my dad by it, so he wasn't too thrilled about it.
For sure. Jake, there's a lot of young people that want to get involved in this, right? And let's talk about investment. Obviously, as time progresses, you get better equipment, better camera, better mic.
Mm-hmm.
But legit, this is something that you can legit start from your phone, correct? It's something that you can just grab on your phone, record. Doesn't have to be the best quality, and people like to see the genuine stuff.
Exactly. And that's the interesting part about TikTok. YouTube is kind of its own animal in that you really kind of do have to find good lighting, cameraman, all that stuff. No, dude, I've got my my plug right there. I've got my iPhone 10 here, 60 or not even, it's like a 32 gig crappy phone. At first I didn't even know you could film in like high resolution. I was filming in low res. Nothing went into it. Exactly. The barrier to entry is basically nothing on TikTok. So
for sure. Crazy.
Yeah. But obviously as you transition, if you transition to YouTube, you keep growing and growing. I fully realize I'm gonna have to get something better than this eventually.
No, and if you keep doing what you're doing, eventually you'll have a manager as well, right? Because it just becomes a thing where
I think he already has a manager, Frank. Yeah, I think that's a thing.
No, I'm single right now. No manager yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So if any,
well, that will happen soon. I think that's inevitable at this point.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not opposed to getting a manager. I've gotten this far without any help from one. I'm sure. Look, I'm kind of holding out for the biggest and best, I guess, because I've gotten approached by probably 20 companies already that they've talked to me, and honestly, yeah, I'm not like a brilliant guy or anything, but I feel like I've known more than they did about TikTok, because I would kind of interview them when they were interviewing me. I'd be like, all right, so what's your thought on this, and I could tell they didn't know more than me. So I'm like, why would I sign over 10-15% for someone who doesn't know more than me about something?
Okay, makes sense.
100%.
Makes sense.
So Jake, look, me and David and I have a lot of followers of, like, a lot of our people are selling on Amazon, selling on the e-commerce world. How can have you had success in that space where people hire you to promote a product, talk about the product, and seeing their sales grow? Is that a thing, or tell me more about how people hire you and what's the process?
Sure. So with the manager thing, I guess I'm a lot of people that reach out to me. There's been a lot of brands, a lot of apps. Usually they're at the end of the day, obviously, I make the final decision. So I've turned away a lot. Right now, I only have I have 2 advertisements on my channel. And the great thing about my channel is, obviously, David, you're familiar with it. You know, I basically, one of my shticks is plugging fake products that have not, you know, and making it look like an advertisement. So you can't even tell. I bet you wouldn't even be able to tell which 2 are actual advertisements on my channel.
I don't know, but I want to guess.
I mean, if you studied, yeah, sure, you feel free to guess. If you went through it, you might be able to tell. But yeah, there's been some people that reach out. You know, one of them right now, I think it has like 1.8 million views for this energy drink company, which I'll give it away. It was G Fuel reached out to me, and you know, it's got like 1.8 million views, and yeah, I think honestly, because if you really did the math, the amount of viewership and exposure you can get on TikTok versus like a commercial. I mean, you could literally get more exposure on one TikTok video than a Super Bowl commercial.
Yep.
And people are paying pennies on the dollar.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah. And like, cause like really, honestly, let's be honest, if to get 1.8 million views on something it's permanently up forever. They're already on their phones. They can easily, you know, go to the link and purchase. I mean, you should be getting paid tens of thousands of dollars for some exposure.
I think it's a matter of time, and I think that it's where the audience is. Just like I said during Corona, I think it was like a wave of people signing up to TikTok. And you know what? Even through the whole, they're banning it, they're not banning it. I think that even made it even more, because everyone was saying, all right, let's get the last couple posts in here. And then that never ended up happening. And well, I've really been following TikTok for some time now. And yeah,
you're in too deep, David.
I'm in way too deep. But actually, for all the viewers, I'm gonna just show a couple of the clips that made me a follower of Jakesfunny. I'm gonna share my screen here, and Jake, if I'm skipping over any of the videos that you think are worth you know, viewing, let me know. Let me go now and share my screen here. All right. So you guys probably see my screen here, and I'm going to start with this one.
There. Where'd we go? Just a couple miles. Hey, Dad, we got any Gatorade left? Woo, I am pooped. What the hell are you doing? Oh, that is refreshing. Oh, I needed that. All right, guys. Fun video on the way to the hospital.
That's pretty committed right there. This one was nuts too.
Doesn't taste right.
It was delicious.
I'm gonna skip over to this one.
Dad, selfie time.
Is this a
Pause. This is my dad, and he suffers from erectile dysfunction.
What?
But once a ladies' man, now a lady's worst nightmare.
Very funny.
Luckily,
What are you gonna say?
there's a solution. With all new Maximum Milk
You're
Thistle,
not putting this on the internet.
Pops is gonna have that rooster cock-a-doodle dandy once more.
Enough, okay? Enough.
I love the music. That's like a nice little touch you added there. Here's the alpaca. I mean the what'd you call it? Yeah, alpaca.
Yeah, alpaca.
Now what?
What do you mean now what?
What do we do with this thing?
And then I'm gonna go to this one here. Oh, this one here
This
is
is my dad, and he suffers from erectile dysfunction.
And it's flashing.
Apparently Jake's been waiting for me to slap him. Well, we can make that happen. Jake! What is this?
What?
Get the hell in here!
What? I didn't even do anything.
Ow. This video brought to you by
What the
Advil.
hell was that?
So he does get me back, everyone. Once in a blue moon.
okay. So then this one is the next one I want to show.
How did you even get this thing? Stop filming.
Yup, the billboard is finally here, and you're about to see my dad's reaction. For those of you who are just
And then this is one of the more recent
months
ones.
ago, we showed you a TikTok video where son created an erectile dysfunction commercial starring his dad.
this is my dad, and he suffers from erectile dysfunction.
What?
But the joke is not over yet.
Dad, you never told me you were getting a billboard.
You went too far this time.
Oh my goodness, so many questions. So we decided to have Jake give his dad a break for a couple minutes and join us. Hey, Jake.
Good to see you.
Oh, you're not letting up. What is this behind you?
As you can see, I got this original Picasso behind me.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so is it really buy one, get one free? And is that billboard?
That's hilarious. So as you can see, very entertaining content. Anybody who starts on TikTok will probably get addicted very quickly. And again, like I said, there's all different kinds of content up there, but my personal favorite is like humor and pranks. I guess that's a pretty good one. And yeah, I mean, this is definitely. I feel like this whole idea of going viral, like Jake was just saying, of you know, I think that the cost per view is cheaper there. You know, a lot of the people, because Frank and I are in this world, so people are always talking about where they can start advertising next and what's the next big thing. And I mean, people like it's no secret. Everyone's talking about TikTok. Where did Frank go? Everyone's talking about TikTok, and it's definitely a very popular platform. But I do feel like the best is yet to come, and I feel like it's going to continue to grow. The audience is already there. Even if it gets bigger, it's already. Even if it didn't get bigger, it's already big enough.
They got like 2 billion downloads. Didn't they almost hit 2 billion, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild.
And yeah, I mean, I think TikTok was around for a long time before it kind of got really popular. I don't know exactly when it started, but
well, it's only been TikTok in its present name has only been around for about 4 years. They started as a thing called Musical.ly, if you know what that was. It was basically it was almost like it was a music based sharing app, pretty much is how it started a few years before that. And that's actually how you see the biggest stars. If you know the biggest names on there, which are coincidentally usually the least entertaining people, in my opinion. But a lot of the people who dance in the mirror and pretty much do nothing, those are the people who have 90 million followers because they started early, right? They were on the wave of Musical.ly when it first started, and they benefited from the insane blow up that TikTok has had.
Understood. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So yes, I definitely feel like there's a lot of viral stuff that doesn't necessarily, you know, there's nothing about it that like I don't know why it gets so seen. But like you said, there has to be some luck involved as well.
Well, I can tell you, there's a lot I've learned. Like I really did study the platform for a while, which of course you should. I mean, if you're serious about any career, you should study, whether you want to be a freaking investment banker, you know, whatever it is, you got to study it before you do it. TikTok, aside from their algorithm, of course, they reward, you know, better engagement, the better your video does generally. But one of the things that TikTok loves, which they don't say they do, but it's a well-known fact within the TikTok community, is that they will artificially pick and choose people sometimes to inflate their videos because they think they're either a good role model or something like that. You know, the most viewed videos on TikTok, the ones that have like 300 million views, something ridiculous, are the most simple, boring videos. And there's a reason for that, right? Do you know who Bella Porch is by any chance on there?
I don't.
Okay, she has like 60 million followers, something crazy. You've probably stumbled. You don't know her by name, but I'm sure you've stumbled upon one of her videos. Her most popular video has like over 300 million views, where she's just staring at a camera, bouncing her head to a song. That's it, literally nothing. And I'm not like trying to hate on any of the creators, but the point I'm getting at is this: TikTok loves when you can easily imitate something, right? That's why there's millions of challenges, all these dance themes, whatever. They want people on the platform, and it's succeeded, right? If you see something that's very viral, it's just so elaborate you could never copy it or do it, there's not much incentive for you to start creating content. But if you see something that's so viral on there that is literally nothing, and you're like, well, dude, I can do that. I can do that better. Then it gets you on the platform. So a lot of it is artificially inflated. That's my take on it.
I got it. Okay, Frank, where do you keep going? Oh, no audio too now.
We lost you, Frank.
We lost you. He's traveling today, and he was so bold to take an episode in the car. He hired a driver and all, but we can't hear you, Frank. We can't hear you. All right. Anyway, so
you got this.
Yeah, we got this. Don't worry about it. So let's talk a little bit more about the content making, I guess. I want to know, like, do you like for example, that music? that you added in that the ED commercial. Do you do all that editing yourself? Do you spend a lot of time on editing? Are you like more the perfectionist where you're like, this is not good, I gotta work on this? Like, you film it, I'm sure that takes maybe a couple takes or something, or maybe not. And then when you put it one take every time?
Well, anything that requires a genuine reaction from him.
Okay, so that I figured, but like some of them I feel like are like, I guess, so put it this way, if it doesn't work out, you don't post it, I'm assuming, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of drafts that have not seen the light of day.
Okay. So that makes sense. But now I'm thinking about myself. Like I consider myself an amateur content creator at this point. And I've been told by Frank countless times that I'm too much of a perfectionist. I'll spend 10 minutes making a video and then an hour fine tuning it and editing it and making sure Frank's team adds in words and logos and whatever.
Yeah, I spend triple that time. Honestly, look, if you're, again, like I said, if it's a career, if you treat it as a career choice, then you have to. And a big part is editing, and I know, and the biggest portion is writing for anyone who's curious. And I know real like screenwriters, if anyone watches this, will scoff at the fact that TikTok is writing. You're writing 20-second videos, but of course I am. Everything I write is scripted. If I only got one take at it, I got to nail it perfectly. So I will sit at a computer screen and just forever and write. And that's where 90% of my time goes. Then of course there's editing. Yeah, a lot of editing. I'm adding in that music, and it's not just the music. You got to search like which music is royalty free, so TikTok doesn't take it down, and you got to do all this. There's a lot more that goes into it than meets the eye, for sure.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of behind the scenes work.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I guess let me ask you if you have any tips or any I don't know how many of our watchers are going to be looking to become a TikTok star, but in case any of them are, I know you're giving very good honest advice, but give us maybe do's and don'ts for an aspiring TikTok star.
Sure. There's a lot of notes. Let me try and see how many I can cover right here. But quickly, first and foremost, a lot of people don't realize your first few videos, 4 to 5-ish videos, really set the tone for your channel. And this is why my first 4 to 5 videos propelled me to success very quickly, because I literally spent a month thinking of content ideas, writing, doing stuff before I even posted anything. So if you're serious about it, you shouldn't just post and for the hell of it and go, let's see how this does. No, you shouldn't do that, because if your first 5 videos do horribly, TikTok is going to punish your account with the algorithm. They're going to suppress your views. So really spend time developing those first handful of videos. If they don't do well, create a new account. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it's like you really should create a new account. And also with those first 5 videos, you should stay in the same niche, right? So obviously my niche, torturing this guy, right? Pretty simple. If you post your first 5 videos and you think they're great, but one of them is a cooking video, one of them's a prank video, one of them is giving financial advice, if they're all over the place, a lot of people think that diversifying will increase your chance to succeed, but that's not true. You got to find the thing.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Exactly. I hear you.
Yeah, triple down on what you're best at. Don't try and figure out everything.
Okay.
So yeah, aside from that, there's so much randomness. A lot of, even my own videos, I'll try and see, like, one video will get 10 million views and then another will get 100,000 views. And, you think, oh, well, there must be a reason. Maybe it's just a 10 million view video was so much better, but that's not necessarily true. You can look at the engagement rate. It shows you all the metrics, right? The likes, shares, all that stuff. The video with 100,000 views did way better proportionally, but it got way less views. So the best advice I can give is just study as much as you can, but don't kill yourself over it, because at the end of the day, TikTok does whatever the heck it wants. It's like the Wild West of social media. Just keep making content, keep doing it, and eventually it's gonna pay off in some way. Either it pays off or it doesn't, I guess. But ideally, yeah, it does.
Okay. So you don't know this, Jake, but Frank and I have prank wars, which is another reason why I think I resonate with your content so much. Frank thinks he's the master pranker, but let's just set the record straight. I'm much better at it than he is. I'm not your level or anything close, but yeah, but between that, so actually one time
You're gonna let him call you out like that, Frank?
I don't think he could hear him. I don't think he can talk even
I'm
if he
just gonna
wants
record
to.
the next one. I could.
Okay.
The next one, I'm gonna record it. And I'm gonna give it to Jake, and he's gonna put it on. He's gonna put it on his. Jake, I want to challenge you. Can I challenge you to do a video
On my channel?
He might not do it, Frank, but you can challenge him all you want.
Yeah, but for you.
What you got?
Is a prank. Go to a McDonald's or a Burger King or whatever. Order a milkshake. When the milkshake gets there, pour it over yourself as the guy, but you can't move. You need to let the guy
Frank,
that's handing you the milkshake look
You
at
really haven't been on TikTok. There's thousands of people who did that. That's like amateur
it's already
level.
a thing.
Oh boy, yeah, you didn't come up with that. You saw that on YouTube or something, and you just thought that was your idea.
Yeah.
Well,
I saw it years ago, and it had me cracking up. So
I could do something like that with my dad in the passenger seat. I have, if you go look at my channel, actually, I do stuff similar to that. Not necessarily in public, but I have a couple videos where I bought a full jar of Vaseline and covered my entire face and hair with it, and mayonnaise too. You can see.
Yeah.
You can see my face. I'm all over mayonnaise. So I do stuff like that. But yeah, through a drive-through would be funny to see how my dad reacts when he's sitting in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
My dad's such a good guy. He would just, I'm so sorry, ma'am. He's an idiot. Like, what can I do?
He didn't take his pills this morning. I hear it.
Exactly.
So I was telling you, so me and Frank were going back and forth with some pranks, and then one day something really serious happened, and let's just say a mistake was made, and I called up Frank flipping out, like very panicky, and I'm like, Frank, this is a big problem. We got to figure this out. And Frank's like, stop playing, bro. Stop playing. And I'm like, Frank, I'm not joking. And we had to go back and forth like 10 times before he realized I was not joking. It was not a prank. He called up somebody. He called up a client and said, "Are you in on this prank?" And the client's like, "What are you talking about?" Like he really thought it was a prank.
So,
but
the quick recommendation, if you want to take it or leave it. My friends and I, obviously, my friends are similar to me. Pretty much everything we do and say is a joke. I'm sure similar to you guys. You should have a safe word. We have a safe word that for like 5 years that you only bust in case of emergency and you say it to the other person and they know, okay, it's 100% serious. There's no debate. And for 5 years, it's never let me down. So
I love it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Something random,
All right. We're definitely doing that.
Yeah. And we had what we did.
Definitely doing that.
To make sure you don't ever say that safe word when you actually are lying or pranking. There's like I forget, our punishment is like, you have to like shave your head or something if you get caught like misusing that word, right?
Oh shit!
Nobody never once abused it, and it's a pretty good punishment,
All right, I know what to do for you, Frank. Whoever misuses it has to pay for dinner for a party of 20. All right, how you like that one, Frank?
There you go.
Nobody wants to do that. Okay, so we're about to wrap up, guys. I want to thank you, Jake, for joining us today. The last thing I wanted to do was try to, like, along Frank's lines, I was going to try to give you either an idea for a future prank or ask you if you could give us an idea that maybe you're working on, or I don't want you to give anything away, but like maybe an idea that you haven't fine-tuned yet. Maybe we could all put our minds together and help you out with it, or at the very least, maybe Frank would want to give you a normal, actual, real recommendation. Or if he can't come up with one, I'll try to think of something. But
first and foremost, which along this line, I'm actually trying to come up with a video to plug this, since I need to do a shameless plug. I just got merchandise that literally the samples just shipped in today, so I'm rocking one. I showed you. I got the wiener here.
Okay.
Which on the back.
Let's see. What does that say? Ask me about my wiener. What does it say?
Can you read it?
Ask me about my erectile dysfunction.
There you go.
Did you ever watch the movie Accepted? I think it's called.
Yes. Yeah. When
So-
Jonah Hill is in the wiener.
Jonah Hill is in the wiener costume, and he's like, "Ask me about my wiener." He was
Yeah.
like,
That's what this is. That's what this is like, basically, just one step further. And then, of course, I show you. We got this right here.
Got milk pistol. I love it. I love it.
I don't know if it's copyright. So if you work for Got Milk, don't sue me. But I want to get a video to introduce the merchandise on TikTok, and I'm kind of now I'm basically thinking maybe I hire a couple models or like a couple strippers or something like that to come in my dad's room or something while he's sleeping or whatever.
In the middle of the night, yeah.
And wearing my merchandise or something like that. But I'm trying to think, what's the best way to make that viral?
Okay.
So if you have any crazy suggestions, I'm also a sneak peek of a future video. I'm also planning on getting a tattoo to
oh boy.
To make my dad very happy of me. Yeah.
Okay. So the only thing I'll say is don't get a full back tattoo of like a face. that one day you'll regret that.
Especially if it's his face.
That would be crazy. Okay, so I have an idea about the whole merch thing, but I think I'll save that for when we're off the air because
Sure.
it might not be inspired by someone we might have talked about, Two Turnt Tony. He has some pretty good merch videos. So don't take anything out of his book, but like maybe one of his videos could be inspiration for something. I might have an idea. All right, but anyways, it looks like we lost Frank, so we'll have to close the show out without him. And again, thank you so much for joining. It was really a pleasure to speak to you and a pleasure to learn about your start on TikTok. We do plan on inviting guests back for like an update. So maybe sometimes we'll have them like join as a cameo. We do that sometimes.
Yeah, one year later, I'm homeless all of a sudden. What went wrong?
What went wrong?
What went wrong at this?
Or you're killing it and you're balling and you have that tattoo on your back that you regret and your dad
I'm rich.
Your dad doesn't let you visit unless you're
supervised or
planned and supervised, exactly. So yeah, hopefully something along those lines and a lot of success and a lot more viral videos and so thank you so much and it was a pleasure.
Appreciate it, David. Thanks for having me.
All right. All right, awesome. Frank, where the hell are you? All right, guys.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people